So what are you going to do in your next job interview? Hold all the cards. In this video, I'm going to tell you how you do hold all the cards in a job interview. It may help you with your confidence. It may help you with your anxiety, but that's not why I'm making this video. I'm making it because it's true. What up, fam? Dr. James W. Stalkum, aka Jimmy Joe Coltrane. Let's get started. You hold all the cards. It's true. You hold all the cards in a job interview. You walk into the room, you look at the obstacle, you immediately put them up on a pedestal and you think, wow, that person has authority over my future. You are the only person who has authority over your future. And in that room, you have a whole lot less to lose than that person. I'm going to tell you exactly why. Reason number one, the obstacle is responsible for what they say in the job interview. So you can come up with whatever cockamamie response you want to in a job interview. FYI, I hope you don't. I hope you take my course, which is extremely reasonably priced, and develop personalized content to the 40 most probable questions that you will be asked. However, if you do misspeak, if you say something wrong, if you come off poorly, the worst thing they can do is not give you the job. Now, the person in that room conducting the interview has an entire level of stress. They have a different level of responsibility they have to hold because they are legally bound to say certain things and not say other things in that job interview, and that presses on them. That puts pressure on them that you simply do not have. And real quick, before I get to point two, click like and click subscribe if you like the job interview videos. I really enjoy making these. We're publishing a couple every week, and if you subscribe, you won't miss any. Number two, the obstacle owns that vacancy. The obstacle has responsibility for that vacancy. So in that position, if they don't have someone in that position, it is negatively impacting their work environment. You know how I know? They're trying to fill it. They wouldn't try to fill it if they had not identified a need. Now, if it's a position that just got created, maybe they don't have this. But most of the positions that you're going to be interviewing for are existing positions, which means that that obstacle actually owns that vacancy. They own the lost productivity, the lost compliance, all of the regulatory things that may come up from it. This position is a detriment to them. They own that negative. You don't have to worry about it. Number three, the obstacle owns the risk of a bad hire. So if they blow this and hire someone who is, incompetent or not appropriate for the job, they make a bad selection, something like that, they are responsible for that choice. Like someone is going to ask them, why did you select this person to do this job? So you do not have that pressure. That weighs very heavily on them. Some of them may not take it too seriously, but for some of them, it can be very, very stressful. Having been in that position, it can be very stressful if you make a hire and then later on you get questioned about why you made a particular selection. It can be very difficult. It can be challenging. That is in the back of the obstacle's mind. You're not even thinking about it. Right now, it doesn't sound that fun to be the obstacle, right? Let's go on to number four. The obstacle owns. Now, if you're getting interviewed by an HR member, then this doesn't apply. But if that's a direct supervisor, they own whatever happened with the last person. Oh, maybe kids moved off to college and they decided to move closer. That's not usually what happened. Usually people leave a job because they have friction with the supervisor. There's some sort of environment that they don't like. Like there is a very high probability that supervisor somehow was involved with whatever caused the employee to leave the previous position. That previous hire left. And so that is in their consciousness and that is within their sphere of influence. Now, none of that is material to you. You're evaluating the job based on its own merit. You're assuming that you will have certain protections when you get in there. But any interpersonal friction or anything that happened with that team is going to be weighing on that obstacle, whereas you're carefree. Number five, the obstacle has a supervisor to report up to. You don't. Like not only is that obstacle going to have to go through this interview process, but they're constantly having to report up on all of these factors. You don't have to report up. Your only accountability is to yourself to do the best interview that you can. Can you imagine if you put as much effort into providing an excellent interview and being super competitive, if you put as much effort into that, as these obstacles have to put into the reporting up, the managing all these people, oh my gosh, you would be a superstar, you know? So you do have the luxury of not having to have a huge project chain or a huge chain of command in your own journey to do the best interview. Finally, number 6, and this is the worst one as an obstacle. Like when I'm acting as an obstacle, this is one that really drives me crazy. They lose their own productivity. So if I am conducting an interview panel, I lose my own productivity. I don't have, hours a week blocked that I can run around interviewing people. I will say that virtual interviewing has made that a lot better, but these interviews take a whole lot of time if you're an obstacle. And so in this role, that person is losing their own productivity. And I'm about to make the point of the whole video. This is all building up to like a crescendo. I guess I should have hyped that earlier. Did I already say click like and subscribe? So that brings us to our final point. And the final point is they are desperate to hire you. Hiring a good candidate removes all of these problems. They've got a whole lot of problems in their life that you may be able to solve. All you have to do is endear yourself to that person enough that they have a reason to hire you. People who they like, they will move mountains to hire. You hear stories about people, changing job requirements and things like that just to hire a specific person in some industries. This happens, okay? If you go in and you are top 1 in 1,000, if you go in and you literally provide an interview, the likes of which they've never seen, they will move heaven and earth to hire you. And they're doing it for a selfish reason, is because they want to make a good hire to solve all of these problems that they have. So when you walk in that room, you have a whole lot of stuff going for you that you didn't even know you had. You're so money and you don't even know it. So the next time you walk in a job interview, just realize you are in a position of authority. Thanks for watching.